And this, oh my word, Fiona, I've never felt, when you think about a stepper, this works in so many
motions, isn't it?
Ways.
I kind of had my husband create for me because primarily it was because when I fly, I come off and actually my ankles, my feet, I feel like I've got somebody else's shoes on.
Right.
Everything is swollen. So I was thinking, you know what, as I'm getting older, and I'm not that mobile other than on planes, I really wanted to help mobility. But what we created, again, what we love are products that give so many benefits. So this is a perfect way to keep a very important part of your body, the part of your body that keeps you connected with life, standing, strong. If we're pointing the toes down, different ways of using it, pointing it down is going to strengthen the calf muscles. Pulling it back up is going to strengthen what I would describe as your brakes in your legs. You know, when you actually go to trip, it's these front muscles that are going to help you stop falling, okay? And how many people now, when they're walking, they're kind of finding themselves shuffling a little bit? Maybe a little bit.
Yes, lots of people say,
lifting your feet up.
And then you tend to trip, don't you, if you're shuffling?
And then you're fearful again. Aging strong is essential. And maybe it's just when you walk, you're thinking, look, I don't like the uneven pavement. I can't, you know, I can't lift my feet anymore. To actually keep the front of the muscles and the backs of the muscles strong is essential. But looking at this, all the way around, look at all the muscles that are being activated. These are strong muscles for walking, for mobility. Whether it is just walking out your front door, whether it is just getting off the sofa, but maybe it is playing pickleball, maybe it's doing the gardening, maybe it was playing tennis. I think the most important thing with the ankles, the feet, the lower leg, is to keep them not only strong, but also flexible. If you think about it, the lack of flexibility in our ankles means we do strain, we sprain, we twist, because we're not actually moving. Have a look at how my ankles are moving all the way around in a, you know, whole helix. Is it helix where it goes all the way up and down? But with every move, look at this. We have the resistance bands.
So clever.
And this is so important. So you've got resistance training and strength training for this whole part of the body. Think about the ligaments, the muscles, the cartilage, the bones in this part of the body that maybe things are swelling a bit. Maybe things you know, it's circulation you're looking at. And again, whilst you're sitting watching television, maybe it's first thing in the morning. If you think about it, first thing in the morning, how many times do you get out of bed and you go, woof, let's just across the bedroom.
Not anymore.
Never.
I get up and I'm like, oh my gosh, especially if I've actually done a bit of standing. Or the other thing is last thing at night. How many people go, I got to put my feet up. I got to put my feet up. Everything is aching or swollen.
If someone stands on their feet all day, when we used to do shows and exhibitions for like 12 hours a day, my feet, I didn't think I'd get them out of my boots. My feet would be, you know, so swollen. And that movement, I could just feel be so relaxing. When I was young, actually, I used to really struggle with weak ankles and often twist my ankle like that in an instant. This would have been so good for me then to strengthen.
That rotation that you get in the ankle is brilliant.
I mean, how many times do we actually sit down and we twist our ankles round? Our ankles are designed to move in this whole area. Just walking means they stiffen up, and then you do run the risk of tripping, or you run the risk of not being able to lift your feet up. Also, just by putting side to side, you're getting your steps in. Again,
of course.
Maybe you missed out on the leg master and you're thinking, I need to strengthen my legs. This is the perfect way. And again, I'm pushing up and down. It's all the way through the ankles. It's the leg muscles. You could just be using one leg. The other one can just be static. But it's all the way through to the hips. Look at how everything
that really does move the whole of the legs.
Definitely. And again, life doesn't always move in straight lines. It doesn't always move straight forward. Yes, moving the feet up and down is going to help strengthen what I call the brakes in your legs. So maybe you are going to take that occasional trip that, are you going to actually fall or are you not? That is going to help stop. Nobody ever falls backwards, do they? They always fall forwards. But maybe it is that sprain. Maybe it is, how many people are going, well, my ankles feel super flexible. You know, they feel super lovely.
Nobody has
so loose and smooth.
But honestly, when you get out of bed, how many people get out of bed? If you think about it, first thing in the morning, you get out of bed. How many times do you think,
always,
a bit stiff here? Well, just grab this, or late at night. Again, how many people late at night, you're like, God, my ankles, you know, and they're like twice the size. Honestly, when I'm on a plane, I just
That's
think...
a great idea.
And actually, I can put this in my hand luggage. The amount of times I've taken this out in the baggage hall and I'm like, no one's looking, no bags.
Waiting for the bags.
And literally just within a few minutes...
That's a great idea.
Everything, the circulation, the mobility, the stretching is just phenomenal. Honestly, this is, if there's only one thing I could put in my hand luggage, I'd put this in. Because honestly, and when I fly to Australia, it's 26 hours.
Yeah.
So actually, I'm not getting any steps in. So all this is seating up, because obviously I'm in a very small seat at the back of the plane. But actually, and it just feels so good.
This would have been great for my nana. She was in a wheelchair and she couldn't really walk a great deal at all. But she used to get really heavy legs. So something that would give this motion...
Definitely.
I think would have really helped with the circulation.
It's strengthening. Look, every single move has got a little bit of resistance bands here.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, what are we fearful of doing as we get older? We're fearful of falling. What do so many people do as they get older? They start shuffling. They find it hard to pick their feet up. How are we going to help ourselves stay strong on our legs? You know, well, Christmas is coming up, Thanksgiving is coming up. And are you thinking... Maybe I don't want to carry my grandchild. I don't feel strong in my legs. Maybe you're thinking, I can't go out and buy the Christmas shopping. I can't do things I wanted to do, become a prisoner of lack of mobility, which is, I think, it's really sad. And just sitting, watching your television, get your steps in. Actually, Neil said to me, just do that for a minute. And I sat there and did it for a minute. He said, oh, you did 160. Well, actually, within an hour, you'd have done your 7,000 steps. And actually, heart rate's going up, cardiovascular's going up, endorphins, feeling more energized. And again, first thing in the morning or last thing at night, or just maybe you could be on a Teams call, cut yourself off from here. They can't see what's going on here. So we're talking range of motion.
Still walking, still moving.
Balance, we're talking mobility, we're talking pointing up and down, strengthening the whole part of the body that actually, I always think every part of the body is the most important part of the body, but this is a part of the body that keeps you connected with life. It keeps you upright. It keeps you doing everything. What can you do without standing up? You really can't do anything. So I think it is such an important part of the body to keep flexible, to keep mobile,
and I think we forget. I don't think we think about our feet that hold up our body all day long.
Take the whole body
how many
weight.
Bones and joints, and your ankles. Absolutely, we're on our feet all day, every day. Or perhaps it is that you're not mobile and you don't use your feet as much as you like. Or like Fiona was saying, and I think a lot of people as we get older, you do tend to start to then shuffle, and that's when you do sort of tend to trip because you're not picking those feet up, but are walking all of those legs, the ankles, all up to the actual top of the thighs, working that core. And when you really go on this, I'm quite amazed actually. It's a bit like you're jogging down the road.
Yeah.
It's so versatile.